Ciao pandas! Bienvenidos! Welcome to this live session. I'm so excited. Estoy muy emocionado. Today we're going to talk about very cool stuff. ¿Cuántos somos en la sala? How many people we're in the room right now live here? 432. 432 pandas. 433 pandas. One more. Welcome. I'm so excited. Welcome you all. Today we're going to talk about how to learn Spanish with songs, how to learn Spanish through songs, how we can use songs and music to learn a new language. And we're going to talk about a lot of interesting stuff. For example, we're going to talk about the steps you need to take step by step if you want to learn Spanish with songs. The mistakes that you need to avoid, the things that everybody does. I learn Spanish listening to this music and I do this. No, never do that. The mistakes you should avoid. Where to find good music, how to find a good singer or a good song. We're going to talk about all that today in this live session. Okay, welcome everyone there who is joining this live session. Quick note first for all of you here in the room. For everyone who could not attend this live session, I'm going to post this video on YouTube next week. Okay, so if you missed this session, you come to YouTube and you can watch it there. Okay, and for YouTube people, now if you're watching me on YouTube, please know that I'm gonna put subtitles to the whole video. You can find the subtitles in the option button down there. Subtitles in Spanish, English, and Italian, French, German, many the languages that I speak. Okay, let's start right away. We don't have time to waste here. Let's start with the first step. The first thing we need to take into account when we learn a new language with songs, when we learn Spanish with songs. And the first step is that we need to choose a good singer and a good song. And by good, please don't understand that I'm talking about quality, okay? We all know this, we all love this singer, we all love this kind of music, this style of music. We're not talking about styles, okay? There's no better style. There's no one style that is better than any other style, okay? We all love Freddie Mercury. Mama! Ooh, yes, we love that. But maybe that's not the best way to learn English. Maybe it is. I'm not judging Freddie Mercury. I love him. But maybe that's not what we want to learn. Maybe we're learning English from Australia, or we are learning American English, and maybe we shouldn't learn English with Queen, with Freddie Mercury. Does that make sense? We need to apply that when we learn Spanish as well. Okay, we need to understand that Spanish means nothing. Spanish is a language, is a concept. But within Spanish, we've got so many accents, so many different words, so many different expressions, and we need to find a good singer and a good song. Okay? For example, I'm gonna play these two clips, and I want you to tell me if it's exactly the same for you. If you find that it's as easy to learn English with this first clip, and now let's compare that to this second clip.
Let's start at the very beginning.
Again, we're not talking about styles. Maybe you like the first style, maybe you don't like the second style, the musical style. We're not talking about that. We're talking about how good the language is. As you probably see, as you can see, the first one, it's extremely difficult to learn from that because he's got a special pronunciation, a pronunciation that we don't find really in English when we're living in New York, in Texas, in London, in Sydney, right? We don't find that, right? But on the other hand, on the second clip, you've got Julie Andrews. Let's start from the very beginning. Very clear, right? When you hear, you get what she's saying, right? You may like it more, you may like it less, but the sound, the pronunciation, the language is way better on the second clip than on the first one. Does that make sense? In Spanish, we need to find that as well, right? We need to find not only a singer that we love, we need to find something that is good for our learning process, right? Nowadays, for example, you may be familiar with Rosalía. Rosalía is probably right now the most famous Spanish singer in the world, right? She's everywhere, right? And I've got a lot of students who are trying to learn Spanish with Rosalía, and that's probably the worst thing you can do. Why? Because I'm Spanish, and sometimes I don't understand what she's singing, right? I don't understand it, right? Or shows, for example, let's change from songs to movies. So many people tell me, Jose, I'm learning Spanish with La Casa de Papel. I've been watching La Casa de Papel and I needed subtitles, and I'm Spanish, right? That's how bad they pronounce, right? Because Spanish actors, we've got very good Spanish actors, as you probably know. We've got Antonio Banderas, Penélope Cruz. We've got very good Spanish actors, not only in Hollywood, in Spain we've got good actors. But I would say 90% of Spanish actors, they don't pronounce. When they want to say, hola, ¿cómo estás? Mi nombre es José. They go like this. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Mi nombre es José. And they don't pronounce, right? And that's the worst thing when you want to learn a new language, right? So with music happens the same. If you hear to Rosalía, she sings something like, I don't understand her, right? So imagine you trying to learn Spanish with Rosalía. It is impossible, right? So you need to make sure that you find a very good singer, a singer who pronounces very good the language, right? Who don't mistreat the language, if that makes sense, right? A singer or a song that allows you to understand and enjoy the process of learning a language. Does that make sense? Okay, let me guys tell me on the comments what you think about this first step, finding a very good singer or a very good song, a song that really teaches you real Spanish, right? And I don't want you to waste your time trying to decipher or understand this secret code of the song. No, your goal must be learning Spanish. Spanish is already difficult by itself. There's no need to try to understand, oh, she sings it this way, or impossible, right? Let's jump to the second step. Are you guys there? Yeah? Good. We've got a couple more people in the room. Good. Okay, let's get straight to the second tip, the second step. The second step is now we're going to choose a song or a singer that we love. Okay, we talked first about finding a good singer. Okay, don't just getting, oh, this song in Spanish that I found online. No, because maybe he's not good, right? Maybe he's not the best accent for you, right? Now we need to talk about motivation. We need to talk about finding songs and singers that you love, that make you love the process of learning Spanish, okay? And for this, we need to find things that we don't only get, how can I say this? We don't only need to find things that match our level. You students, usually you're so focused on your level. Jose, I need to find a song for A1 level. That doesn't exist. Okay, stop. That's not the way to go. Jose, I'm trying to find B2 level songs. What does that even mean, right? No, don't look for songs that are your level. Don't look for songs that you feel like, I feel comfortable with this one. Okay? We don't want that. We want to find songs that make you love the language. Okay? Songs that you cannot stop singing. Songs that every time you hear them, you go like, okay, you know, this goosebumps that you get when you love a song, right? You've got that on your native language. I'm sure you've got that, and I'm sure you can find that on any other language. Okay, I can find music that I love in Greek. Of course, it's going to take me time. It's going to take a lot of time for me to find those songs or even those singers because I'm not Greek, right? But the process of finding those singers, it's going to be lovely. And once I find those singers, those songs that makes me go like, that's a success. That's the point. That's where you can tell, I'm going to learn with this song, right? Because suddenly you're gonna feel that motivation. Suddenly learning Spanish or learning Greek or learning any other language is not going to be a pain in the ass. It's going to be lovely. It's going to be a game. And that's language learning after all. We need to turn language learning into a game, right? The more fun it is, the faster we learn. The more fun it is, the better we learn, right? The more memorable we make it. And that's what we want, right? So for example, back then in my old days when I was learning English, those of you who are my students, those of you who know me and have taken classes with me, you know my story. You know that I am in love with Broadway. I went at the age of 19. I went to New York. I had no idea of English. Literally, thank God that in New York everyone is Latino, is from Latin America. Thank God I could survive that way because I couldn't say a single word of English. And I went to see my first Broadway show. Because I was a tourist, that's what you're supposed to do when you're on New York, and I went to see my first Broadway show called Billy Elliot, and I fell in love with Broadway, and I said, that's my life goal, the purpose of my life is being there in the stage, and be able, have this ability to thrill people as they have thrilled me, right? And I came back to Spain and I started learning English. How? The way I'm telling you. What kind of songs, what kind of style you think that I used to learn English? Broadway musicals, right? I used Broadway musicals, and again, I was not thinking about my level. If you think about the Spanish level or the English level, you should never learn with musicals. Musicals is probably one of the hardest things you can get, right? If you get something from Stephen Sondheim, right? Something like, I don't know, Sweeney Todd. I tell the tale of Sweeney Todd. His skin was pale and his eye was odd. What a rhyme is that? That if you learn that as an English learner, you're dead, right? Or Into the Woods, na 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 na. So many rhymes that are so complex, so thoughtful, so not real. Because you English guys, you don't speak like this in real life, right? But I was learning with that. That was not my level for sure. And check now, 11 years later, we're having this conversation in English. My English is as perfect as it can be. Why? Because I couldn't stop learning. Because I found those songs, those singers that made me love English, right? And that's the difference. When you turn language learning into a game, suddenly everything becomes a game. I don't know what I said. I think I repeated the same sentence because I was thinking in Mary Poppins. With the spoonful of sugar makes the medicine goes down. When she goes to the room, right, and the kids have this super messy room, and Mary Poppins goes like, if you make it a game, everything becomes easier, right? And she starts to sing, right? I was thinking about that when I said the last sentence. That's why I think what I said makes no sense, right? But that's the idea. That's Mary Poppins knew it, right? The idea is to make language learning a game, right? So find whatever you love. Whatever it is what you love, find it, okay? If you don't know what you love, you go like, Jose, I have never heard any song in Spanish. I have no idea what to hear in Spanish. Then immerse yourself. Get playlists on Spotify, go on YouTube and start checking things out, find things, start to listen, and with some time, at some point, you will find a song that goes, you go like, I love that, right? Or you get a singer you go like, oh my God, what a beautiful voice. That's what we want, right? That's not going to appear in front of you like this. No, you need to go for it. You need to look for it, okay? It's your job to find it out, right? Don't go on Google like best singers to learn Spanish. No, please don't, okay? It's like best apps to learn Spanish, best courses to learn Spanish, there's no best when it comes to language learning. I said it 1,000 times. My students, those of you who take classes with me, you know it. I said it 1,000 times. There's no such thing as best X for learning Spanish. No, it all comes down to you. What you love, what you like, what you enjoy, your personality, your thoughts, everything. That's what you need to take into account and use this to learn a new language. Okay, so step number 1, find a good singer or a song, right? Something that is good for your language, right? For your language learning, for your process of learning a language. Step number 2, find a song or a singer that you love, right? Try to get those two things, right? If you love something that is maybe not the best thing, for example, you like Rosalía, you love Rosalía, then you may go for it. Okay, it's not the best option. That's how it is. It's not the best option because what you're gonna learn, it's going to take you 3 times more time to learn with Rosalía than with any other Spanish singer. But if that's what you love, go for it, because motivation accounts for 90% of success. Okay, that's a motto that I always tell my students. Motivation accounts for 90% of success. I've seen it over and over and over again with all my students. People with no motivation, a lot of money, a lot of resources, a lot of courses, a lot of books, a lot of things, but no motivation, they fail. Students with a lot of motivation, with nothing else than motivation, they get it. Okay? So it's way more important to find something that you love than that is good. If you can find both, great. That's absolutely perfect. Okay, guys? Okay, tell me on the comments. What are we telling here on the comments? Okay. Oh, thank you. Thank you for that. Yeah. It's been a hard week. I had COVID this week, and oh my god, it was a hard time for me. Yeah, basically I'm healthy. I've got the 3 vaccines, but for some reason COVID said, Jose, we're going for you, and they came for me, right? And oh my god, I had a hard time this week. But I'm fine now, so thank you very much. Thank you very much. More comments. Yes, that's exactly what I mean. That's exactly what I mean. Okay, that's it. When you find that piece of knowledge, that resource, that song, that movie that you cannot stop hearing or listening or reading or whatever it is, that's when you get it. Absolutely. Yeah. Hola, Julian. Nice. Thank you very much. Yeah. Well, you know what I mean. I mean, we've been taking classes for a long time, and you know what I think about you. So, good job. More. Muy bien. That's exactly it. That is exactly it, right? I'm happy, guys, because I think I'm seeing that you're getting the vibe of it, right? We have only talked about 2 steps out of 5, and you get the idea, right? And that's the most important thing. Okay. Muy bien. Let's continue. We have no time to waste. So let's continue. Let's talk about the 3rd step to learn Spanish with songs, okay? And this is the 3rd step. The 3rd step and the 4th step are related, okay? So I'm gonna go first about the 3rd step. I'm gonna talk a little bit about that, and then I'm gonna jump to the 4th step, okay? And the 3rd step is listen 20 times before checking the lyrics, okay? I know, as soon as you want to learn Spanish with a song, the first thing you do is you get the lyrics and you read the lyrics. No, never. It's like a movie. I want to learn Spanish with La Casa de Papel, so I put the subtitles. No. First, that was a strong no. No, that's not how this works, right? You need to listen. If you're practicing your listening skills, you need to listen, period. Okay? Reading the lyrics of the song, reading the subtitles of the movie, reading whatever, that's not listening. That's a shortcut. That's reading. Stop. You need to understand how languages work. Okay? One skill is listening. One skill is reading. And then you've got many other skills. You've got the speaking skills, fluency skills, writing skills. But we're not talking about those. We're talking about the difference between listening and reading. And you want to listen. You want to understand with your ears, right? If at the very first second that you find something you don't understand, what is he saying? And then you check the lyrics, what's that? You're not making any effort, right? If you do that, you want to learn Spanish with no effort. Like, no, we need to work hard, right? So this is step number 3. Listen 1,000 times. I say 20, but I'm gonna say 1,000 now to emphasize the amount of times that you need to listen. You need to listen 1,000 times. 1,000 times before you check the lyrics, okay? Listen and repeat. You're gonna hear na 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 na. I don't know what he's saying. Again, na 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 na. He's saying something about a desk. Na 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 na. Oh no, it's not a desk. It's not a mesa. It's I don't know, pera, a beer. Oh, okay, now na 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 na, right? And you listen and you try to squeeze every word of that message of that song, right? And you try to get. Why? For 2 reasons. 2 important reasons. First, because that way we're working our listening skills, right? We are really working our listening skills. We're focusing, we're trying hard to understand, and that's listening. And second, because the more time you spend checking it and thinking about it and trying to squeeze it and understand it, when you check the lyrics, the more interesting that's going to be. That piece of information is going to be, okay? The more memorable you're gonna make it, because you spent some time checking those things there, right? So when you try to memorize it, you will memorize it better. You will memorize it for longer, okay? You will move that piece of information to the long-term memory, okay? If you're one of my students, you know how this works, short-term memory versus long-term memory. We want to learn Spanish, moving information from the short-term memory to the long-term memory. And the way we do this is by making things memorable, right? And how can we make memorable a song? One of the first steps is to listen. I don't understand it. Listen again. But Jose, I don't understand it. Shut up and listen again. But Jose, shut up and listen again. And listen as many times it takes. And when you listen 20 times, you still don't get it, then you check the lyrics. But I'm sure that on those 20 times that you listen to it, I'm sure that you got maybe 1 word, or maybe you got 1 verb, or maybe you got an expression, or maybe you think this, or maybe you think that. And that's the mental process that we need to encourage to our brain. Okay, does that make sense? Now, that's step number 3. Okay, listen 20 times before you check the lyrics. Now, step number 4. What's step number 4? Step number 4 is print the lyrics and work them out. Okay? Stop just printing the lyrics and, I don't know, I'm gonna get this. Printing the lyrics and just listening to the song. Okay, I'm done. No, that's horrible. I'm gonna pick up the paper, but that's wrong, okay? That's extremely wrong, okay? That's wasting your time, okay? What you want to do is print the lyrics, get a pen, a pencil, a marker, whatever it is, and work it out. I'm gonna close the window because all those people shouting on the street. You want to check the lyrics and go word by word. This word means this expression, underline this expression, okay, this preposition, por. Why is por? Why the hell is por? You need to become a scientist. You need to become a truth finder. You need to ask yourself why. You know how the children always ask why. Okay, we need to go to school. Why? Because you need to learn a lot of things. Why? Because the more things you learn, the more grown up you will be. Why? Because you want to grow up. Why? Because you need a job and to pay for the bills when you're a grown up. Why? And you'll be like, shut up, right? That's what you want to get. You want to get that child inner thing to know things, right? So whenever you find the lyrics and you check, okay, that por, why it's that por? Do I know? If I had to use this sentence out of my brain, out of nothing, do I know why I need to use por? Would I use por? No. Then I'm gonna stop and check it out. okay? Become a scientist. Work that lyrics, okay? Don't just read the lyrics and sing the song. No, work it out, right? You need to go over it and check the words and mark the words. And anytime you've got a question, ask the question on Google. There's infinite information on Google. Everything's on there. If you cannot find that information online, then you get a personal tutor, like me with my students. My students work by themselves, and when they've got a question, we share a Google Drive folder where they've got a document for questions, and they write the questions there, and we check them out once a week, right? But that's your job, right? You cannot expect to learn Spanish just by checking the lyrics and checking the songs. I'm singing this song because I like it. That's not enough. You need to work it out. You need to, again, squeeze. I love that sentence, that word, squeeze, right? I want you to squeeze every single word, right? Does that make sense, guys? We're getting to the end. We have checked already 4 out of 5. How are you guys? Good. Nice. We're now 435 people in the room. 453. Muy bien. ¿Todos bien? ¿Sí? Okay, I want to see those thumb ups. Thumb ups. Is that how you say it? I want to see those thumb ups. I don't know how to say that. Quiero ver esos pulgares arriba. Vamos con los pulgares, chicos. Comments. Let's go with your comments, guys. Let's go with your comments. Disney songs. Oh my god. Before, I told you that I learned English with musicals. But what I did not tell you is that technically Disney movies, the classics, are musicals. They are not musicals, they are not musical theater, because they are not made in the theater, although some movies have their own theater version. For example, The Little Mermaid, Lion King, right? They've got their own theater musicals. But the movies itself, they can be considered as musicals. I consider musicals. I consider them musicals. Why? Because the composer is Alan Menken. Alan Menken is one of the best composers on Broadway, along with Stephen Sondheim, and he composed all the Disney classics, and he as well as many other Broadway shows. So he was a Broadway guy, and that's why we all love classics from Disney, right? That's why if you get any song from a Disney classic like Yo voy a ser el Rey León y tú lo vas a ver, that's the Lion King. I just gotta wait to be king. Oh, yo voy a ser Rey León. So all those classics, or The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Come on. It's the song. I cannot remember the English one. I can remember the Spanish one. Es el son de Notre Dame. That's a good song. Okay, so yes, I learned English with musicals, like Broadway musicals. For example, Sweeney Todd, Into the Woods, The Producers, so many shows that I love, and Disney movies, because they are musicals. Yeah, very good. More comments. Yes, you need to be careful. Okay, you need to be careful. I was not thinking about saying this, but now that you say it on the comment, that's very true. Okay, you need to be very careful. Okay, but that you need to be very careful on the kind of song that you find, because so many songs are poetical, right? Instead of saying I love this pen, I'm gonna say, oh, this pen I love, right? That's not usually how we speak, right? And if you think about it, this is included on the first step on finding a good song, finding a good singer, right? That is included there. right? Because if you find something, if you find a song where they don't speak as usually, right, as usual, if you find something that is very poetical, very, or maybe it's old Spanish, right, something like Cervantes, Shakespeare, something like from 100 years ago, that's not going to be good. Okay, so you need to be careful. Okay, and that is included on that first step, finding something that is good for your level. Okay, no, for your level, for you, sorry. Okay, it's like the accent as well. Someone said it on the comments as well. Someone said, if I'm trying to learn European Spanish, can I look for Mexican songs? Yes, you can. But maybe it's not the best thing for you, right? Maybe it's not a good thing for you, right? If you want to learn European Spanish and you learn with songs like Estas son las mañanitas que cantaba el rey David, which is one of the most famous Mexican songs ever, of course you can learn Spanish that way. But your goal is to learn European Spanish, right? So that's up to you. You need to think about it. You need to put it in a balance and say, okay, do I love it? Is motivational for me? I cannot stop singing that song? Then go for it, right? I'm just hearing to this Mexican song because there's nothing else I can hear? Stop and find something of the accent, of your target accent, right? Find something about European accent. Does that make sense? Muy bien. Okay, 30 minutes. Time for the last one. Guys, we've got 10 minutes left. Let's go for the last one. And the last one, what's the last one? You know the last one. You know what's the step number 5. Step number 1, let's review the steps. Step number 1 was to choose a good song, a good singer. Second step is to choose a song or a singer that you love, right? Something that you cannot stop singing. Step number 3 was to to listen 1,000 times before you check the lyrics, right? You want to make sure that you work your listening skills. That's why we are listening to songs, right? And then step number 4 is to print the lyrics and really work out those lyrics, right? Use the markers, use the dictionary, make sure you underline, you make circles, you make it interesting, right? And you learn from that. And then step number 5, last step, what it is, you know what it is. Step number 5 is sing. Sing, sing, sing. That's the most important one, right? That's why we do it. And funny enough, so many people don't do it when they try to learn Spanish with songs. It's something that it amazes me every time a student comes and say, Jose, I've been trying to learn Spanish with this song. And I'm like, okay, let's sing it together. Oh no, I don't sing. What? But why are you trying to learn Spanish with song if you never sing, if you don't like to sing? Even if you, I'm not saying that you should be a great singer. Of course, I'm not a great singer. But that's the goal of learning a language with songs, being able to sing them, right? If not, what's the point of doing that? Makes no sense, right? So I don't care. Again, this is not a contest for listening, for singing skills. We don't care if you sing like oh, or you sing like oh. We don't care, right? Your language don't care, your Spanish don't care about that. You should care about singing and enjoying singing, right? You know, when you're under your shower, when you're taking the shower, we all sing, right? And we don't care because nobody's listening, right? That's what we want to do. Instead of doing it in English, German, Italian, whatever your language is, you can do it in Spanish, right? You can get a song that you love, something, let's get something from Disney because most of you love Disney songs. Let's get something like, I don't know, tell me guys, tell me on the comments a Disney classic, something, okay, Aladdin, okay? Let's go with the opening, okay, of Aladdin. You may be on your shower and singing Si Arabia tu beso de na 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 na, right? And you can sing that in Spanish. Maybe you're not the best singer in the world, who cares? But you will be learning Spanish that way. You will be practicing your Spanish, right? So that's the point. Sing, 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 sing as much as you can until your voice goes like, ah. Okay, that's the point, okay? That's something we cannot do with other kind of resources. For example, podcast, for example, movies, for example, newspapers, for example, TV channels, radio stations. We cannot do that with those resources, but we can sing songs. And that's a beautiful thing, right? So why not singing them, right? Singing is good for several reasons. First, because we practice. Second, because we get to memorize, we get to make things memorable, right? And right now I can tell you so many things about my English that I know thanks to music, thanks to songs, words that I've learned thanks to songs, expressions that I learned thanks to songs. And I can tell you the exact song and the exact moment of the song where that word or expression is, right? That's the beautiful thing about songs. So let's use it, let's sing, okay? That's why one of my latest videos here on YouTube is on the YouTube channel. As you probably remember, some of you maybe have seen it. It's a song about when to use ser and when to use estar, right? We can create songs. That's a beautiful thing to do as well, right? Create songs to memorize, make memorable anything, whatever we're trying to learn, right? For example, ser y estar. That song on YouTube, you may go and check it out. It goes like, ser is who you are, in a house or in a car. If you're happy, if you're sad, estar can tell you if you're mad. But ser is who you are, from the USA to Madagascar. Okay, it goes like this, right? What a beautiful way. And all of you, all my students have told me, Jose, I love that. I've been singing that song the whole day, right? And it has helped me to understand and memorize when to use ser, when to use estar. That's the key point. Okay, that's what you get when you sing all the time, right? So do it, guys. Okay, so let's review the steps. Step number 1 is to find a good singer, a good song. We're not talking about quality here. Remember, we're talking about something that matches your learning goals, okay? A singer that pronounces good Spanish, a singer that sings with the accent you're trying to learn, a singer that etc, etc. We're talking about that kind of good singer and that good song, okay? Second step, choose a song or a singer that you love. Again, motivation. I will say it 1,000 times until the day I die. Motivation accounts for 90% of success. Okay, get motivated. Don't listen to this random song, this singer that someone recommended you this. No, okay, find something that you love. That's the first thing you need to do before you even listen to any Spanish, okay? Third step, listen 20 times before checking lyrics. You want to practice your listening skills, not your reading skills. Step number 4, print the lyrics and work them out, okay? It's not just about checking the words, oh, okay, no, it's work them out, check the dictionary, make them interesting, okay? And step number 5, you know what, it's sing, sing, sing. Okay, guys, so that's it. We got to the end of this live stream. It's 38 minutes, we've been here together now. I'm going to stay here for your questions now. I'm going to stop the recording because this is going to be the YouTube video, okay? Now I'm gonna stay here with you with your questions. So, I have just one thing to say. Ciao, Panda! Adios.